apologists. I'm the Johnstruct. I'm about to finish. Jesus Christ, that was loud. Resident Evil 6. My Resident Evil 6 adventure. I finally went to the office today. I'd got no fucking sleep. I went to bed well early, but I didn't sleep until 5. Luckily, I booked a half day, but this wasn't a fun day, let me tell you. But while I was there, there's this 6-hour review of all the Resident Evils, and I've recently finished Revelations 1 and 2, so I could watch more of that video again by Noah Javea. I'm a really big fan of his. And I was like, should I watch the 6th one? Because I've played every level. And I did, and I realised, to my horror, that I've already done the final level as fucking Leon. It's just gonna be that guy again. And like, I could have finished this hours ago. I've been home since like 4 o'clock for like 6 hours. No longer than that, but I was asleep for 2 hours and I needed that sleep. But like, I'm sure I'll be fine, but I could have just done and dusted it hours ago. And I was like, oh, but now I know what it is. We had the good ending already. Like, her turning into the ship was a great set piece. Actually, the final level set piece, up until the final boss bit, the hot Twinkle Horse chase, that's great as well as a Leon bit, but I don't like having to do bits twice, especially since I didn't do the Leon first, which would have made sense. Played it in such a strange order. Let's get it done though. Got Resident Evil 7 on Thursday. Had I played Leon first, I probably would have liked China more as well. Fucking hate those helicopter sections though. I've not seen that guy. Don't remember this part of the song either. Bim, 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 bim. Ada wronged, more like. Zombies are easily hurt by fire. Thanks, loading screen. Oh, I found out that giant BOW does have a name. It's called Chaos. All the monsters have names. How am I supposed to know the name? Are they in the figures?
She wasn't joking about raising hell.
Leon, it's...
Ada, thought she was dead. Too many of them!
I'm beginning to feel like this hurts my body.
Let's move while we can. Leon, that way!
I don't know if I find missiles.
I doubt it.
Oh, it's A.
This sucks.
Gotta get through this. I can't see anything because it's too bright.
You're on your own now, you two.
What's the missiles for? That was the Airwolf females.
Huh. It's getting a little crowded up here. Somebody ought to tell them their boss is retired.
How do I aim upwards? Oh, am I controlling a helicopter? How did you survive? Let me restart this bit. Well, this bit wasn't in the Leon section, at least.
Huh. It's getting a little crowded up here.
Oh,
Somebody ought to tell them their boss is retired.
that somebody's gonna be me. Why isn't the bullets hitting him? Oh.
Huh. It's getting a little crowded up here. Somebody ought to tell them their boss is retired.
What's this one? Why is this one hitting me so much?
They're getting desperate. You really didn't want me getting to this tower, did you, Carla?
Good thing I picked up the best helicopter.
That's a nice model. Wouldn't mind one of those for myself.
A high D. I supposed to fight that?
That's a nice model.
What am I? Solid Snake?
Wouldn't mind one of those for myself.
Maybe I'm supposed to dodge it. Snake? Snake!
That's a nice model. Wouldn't mind one of those for myself. That's a nice model. Wouldn't mind one of those for myself.
Oh, I got it really fast that time.
Style, no substance. Typical. I wasted enough time here. Better get to the tower.
I don't know if that's a hind D. All helicopters are hind Ds until I'm told otherwise. And all planes are F-16s unless I'm told otherwise. Oh, yeah, one thing about that review is, yeah, he did point out that, like, the introduction doesn't happen. It's like a different scene.
Back for more.
I know what you did. Ada! You disobeyed me. You took Wesker's son away! Use that bastard's blood to make the virus stronger.
That's what you get for trusting Ada Wong. That's it? Show's over?
Gotta melee him.
Hell happened.
Well, I'm really glad actually most of this is in the helicopter, because this would have been really repetitive. But I know there's at least one section that isn't. Oh yeah, and I found out I got the good ending for Revelations 2. I didn't realise there was more than one ending. I got lucky.
Stay focused. We can take him.
He's angry now.
Using the power of guns. Yeah, and I didn't consider... So I did notice that Leon's story is like a retelling of Resident Evil 2, but I didn't consider the Catacombs was a retelling of parts of 4. Because to me, the best part of 4 is the village, and they skipped that and went straight to the castle, which is not the best bit of it. It's better than the... Oh, fuck. The secret lab and the island at the end. But, like, the village is the best bit.
This is what
Yeah,
you
his
get
complaint's a lot more coherent than mine.
for playing with the C-virus.
Also pointed out that all the enemies from the first half of Revelations are... Is it T-Phobos? Yeah. And they're Ouroboros in the second half because of her revenge. And I knew it was something like that. Where I get my missiles back. So yeah, there's the T-Virus, the G-Virus, the T-Phobos virus, the T-Abyss virus, and Ouroboros. Is that it? Is that all of them? And Las Plagas, of course.
I think we picked them off.
He's angry now. This is what you get for playing with the C-virus.
But yeah, and I didn't even consider that Ustanak as a nemesis. That's as well, because it's done really crap. It doesn't feel like a nemesis. What's weird about that is Clock Tower and Haunting Grounds both do that idea much better. Like, there were games that iterated on that idea, you just ignored them. Because it never felt like it was chased, like there wasn't the area to move about in to be chased through. The Nemesis doesn't work as well when you're linearly going through places, doing set pieces. You're supposed to be being harassed by chaser. A pursuer. I know chaser means something else on the internet. Though, you know, harassment. But
Can't stay out of trouble, can you, Leon? And always one step behind.
imagine being in a relationship with her and like eating your breakfast. Like, cornflakes is that? Would have figured you liked Frosties. And I'm let me fucking eat it as well. You don't need to passive comment literally everything I do. I think this calls for a situation with a spoon.
You and Carla have left a lot of misery in your wake, Simmons. I'm gonna make sure it all ends here. Maybe I can at least buy these people some time. We've all seen enough senseless death around here.
Oh. Oh fuck. Yeah, save 2 people. Oh, that's nice. It's really hard to actually save people in this. The spikes! They didn't come from nowhere. Ada supplied them. Continuity.
I hope they've got insurance.
Ada, people are dying.
I'd like to do more. I really would. Hearing it run out is an option. Excuse me, I'm trying to land here.
I like that it's just straight up a monster from Left 4 Dead in here. Hang on, what do you mean you're landing? Don't land. Get in the helicopter. I know pilot is the most dangerous job in the world, but you're Ada Wong. Counters that. Oh,
Time to
continuity.
clean up the last of Simmons' mess.
Probably shouldn't have put this off then. Yeah, when I realised it was just going to be the final level of Leon's campaign again, I was just like, oh, I don't want to just do it again. Yeah, they put some effort instead, switching it around. But no, I've got to do the section where we're fighting back and forth. So there's going to be a bit of repeating.
Okay, last item on the list. Eliminate all traces of the theft of my identity.
Bim, 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 bim. Oh yeah, America has a different daylight savings time. I will say,
Leon, ever the survivor.
Jake is,
Oh well. No rest for the weary.
no rest for the wicked. Jake is no Steve, and the comparison is massively unfair to Jake. As bad as cliched as the Jake character is, he's no Steve.
Back for more? You are a glutton for punishment.
You finally come back to me. You were destined to meet. You were never.
Perfect.
Got to start back here.
Back for more? You really are a glutton for punishment.
Welcome. You finally come back to me. You and I were destined to be together. You were never. It was a mistake.
Which one's the exploding one? Not really sure how I'm supposed to maneuver. I said that weird way. Stop starting me at the fucking lift. What is this? Final Fantasy circa 2001?
Perfect.
No. Then don't force me to watch cutscenes.
Back for more? You really are a glutton for punishment.
All your base are belong to us. Yeah, this was the bit I specifically wasn't looking forward to doing.
You're disgusting. Let's get this straight. I'm not your little doll. In fact, the only thing I have in common with her is hatred for you. Appreciate the gesture, but I don't think so. I can handle this one alone.
I thought that was Leon.
Ada! Elena, cover me.
Leon!
Ada, can you hear me? Don't let it end like this. Not if I can help it. Come on, wake up. If you're really Ada, I know you can pull through this. We both can.
So far, Ada's never died. That's like a trait she has. Actually, no, she's died at once. We killed her too. Chris killed her.
I was just resting my eyes.
You shouldn't sleep on the job.
In case you haven't noticed, Simmons doesn't take rejection well.
Yeah, I wanted my health back. No zombies allowed on my bridge. Oops. You know what? That was actually the perfect chance to do a running kick, and I'm really annoyed that I didn't. Yeah! Boy. I did it! I did the flying kick! Oh fuck. The enemy supposed to be distracting him. He ain't got away, we're fighting him! Okay. I'll show you who's bear commander.
Leah!
Do you want to live? Then beg. Beg for your life.
Flying kick!
I'll pass.
Can't always get what you want, Simmons. Let's call this closure.
Choke slam!
You really should.
Body slam, whatever.
Simmons.
Oh, I hope he doesn't turn into a giant fly now.
So cute. You're really confused by all this, aren't you, Leon? It's kind of fun to watch.
Ada!
Okay. You're all going to die. He's trying to do the Red Queen for me.
So, this is where Carla did her experiments, huh?
Little gear, huh? It's the biohazard symbol.
Another failure. Bring me another subject. Why do you think we had this lab built here in the first place? Just go outside. There's thousands of subjects to choose from. Tell Simmons that we're busy. I'm on the verge of solving this. Are you refusing my orders? one who chose me as a test subject, aren't you?
No, it was Simmons. He forced me to. Please, don't do this.
Believe it or not, I said the exact same thing. Finally done it. This will be my greatest work yet.
Have you ever seen Taskmaster? Occasionally on Taskmaster, they have to like make like funny little videos. You know, I'll make a funny vignette about sadness. They have to get stuff in the house, but they can give instructions to the editing team and stuff like that. And I like to think she did that. She was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna do science, but I want you to dramatically zoom in on my eye." My favorite example of that is actually Undertaker versus Triple H. I think it was, I can't remember if it was the first year or the second. By that I mean the second year and the third, because they ignore their first WrestleMania match. But there's a vignette of Undertaker shaving his head because he became Bald Taker, and I just love the idea of him like setting up, you know, a wizard wrestling zombie, setting up a camera while he does this, and then going to Windows Movie Maker and editing a vignette. I can't quite get over like wrestlers having access to the editing format. It's just like, it's one thing to go to the booth and be like, "Hey, stop recording," because the booth is an accessible area, but like actual editing seems a bit weird. Or was that another Ada Wong?
We're beyond sympathy at this point. We're beyond humanity.
I don't want this weird cube phone thing.
A job, huh? Sure. My schedule just cleared.
Alright, fair enough. I should have done this like 4 hours ago. I just genuinely thought they'd make me do the final boss again. They did make me do a bit of the final boss again. But I was like, that's like a 7-phase boss. And I wasn't willing to... I'm already tired. I don't want to do it again. But yeah, that was fine. The actual final boss though was the last level. But like, I appreciate this as a coda. Why was she naked on that one? They never explained. Because that... What? Was that a requirement to go in the diving suit? Because she brought her clothes with her. I don't understand. There's also like a section... There's bits of story that don't make sense. He created a monster Ada. He was like, okay, I want her to look like the girl I'm in love with, but I also want her to be able to do spy terrorist stuff as well, and also just give her full access to the lab. Fuck it, I trust her. Like, he's made the perfect spy and was like, no, I think she should have monster powers. Like, dude, you made something better than... Okay, fair enough, fine. That seems like a much better tech than making zombies. Making doubles of people. You didn't even need to kill the president. You could have just made a second one. And installed him yourself. I mean, still kill the president. In the story of this game, if you are Simmons, still do that thing I just said. Realise I should be careful with my words, but obviously I've been talking about the fiction of this game all the way through that. If you are Simmons, make a double of the president and replace him. Don't turn him into a zombie. That's a weird decision. Hell, turn yourself into the president for that power. Although the implication is that the president doesn't have the power. There's like a shadow government. Because that's where the plot of this is going, right? Or was, until they sort of forgot about it, I assume. Oh, Liam O'Brien again. Oh, yeah. It's the same goddamn game, John. Anyway, we're going to be looking at like extras and figures and stuff, but thank you very much for watching. I've been having a Resident Evil 6 adventure. In the last couple of weeks, I finished Revelations 1, 2, and 6. And before that, I finished Resident Evil 5 and the DLC to 4. This doesn't have any DLC. I have done the DLC to Revelation 2. Fucking that guy No, Gervais hated the DLC. I didn't mind it that much. I thought I bought. The problem is this always compares worse than everything else because it's just too fucking long. But like, it has some great moments. Not horror moments. Not some like dumb moments. But like, still. You did point out that like the president turning into a zombie, you've already peaked. You've already punched the boulder, and like where are you going to go from there? Like you can do a genuine moving scene with like the girl and her father, and he's trying to save her daughter, and she ends up eating him. A thing that's from like literally every zombie film. But like you've already done the president turning into a zombie before that. And that's this entire game. It's these weird ups and downs. But yeah, like I think you could, if you cut out like literally half this game, I mean, it would still be an action game and not really what I want Resident Evil to be, but it'd be a lot better. Like if I had just played Leon and Ada Wong's campaign, I'd think a lot better. To the point, I was really struggling with this game. Like, there was a reason why I did Sherry's campaign, I did Jake's campaign, then played Revelations and did Chris's campaigns, and then played a different game. I had to have gaps. I just didn't want to play anymore. And yeah, Leon's campaign went just really quickly. Just like it's the longest one, but it's. But there's bits of it was still a fucking slog. No one's campaign was perfect. And Chris's was a lot more painful than Sherry's. Actually, I don't know. Sherry still had that helicopter sequence. I'm not going to forget that helicopter sequence. It was such a boring. The two flesh monsters as well, but look, it's mostly because the game at no point tells you, oh, by the way, any important boss requires you to melee them to do a action set piece. Like, I don't understand why they're scared of tutorializing things. I really dislike that scenes start with people shooting at you and like, give me a second to move. But yeah. The first two episodes of Leon are great. Just Like, had I started with that, I would have been a lot more optimistic for the game. But it meant, if I had started with Leon, it would have been just straight down until it got to Ada. You know what I mean? I would have, like, had these high hopes set and then just... Oof. But instead, I had this, like, the nothing Sherry campaign where they didn't explain anything and nothing happened. You just had a monster to fight who nobody gives a fuck about. They could have made the Usternak one of bloody Jake's teammates or some shit. Like, they could have tied it to someone. Like, even Code Veronica made sure all its bosses were like lore characters. Actually, it didn't. There was like a giant spider. But you know what I mean? Like, there's at least one person who's like their incompetent father. Who the fuck is the Usternak? I don't even know who Clara is. I'm assuming Clara was his actual wife or something, because she's in pictures of him. But I also don't know who Simmons is. They imply he's a part of a dynasty, but they never ever go into it. There's no book. Is there? There's no books in this, are there? It's really weird going, because I watched the review and I was reminded, yeah, they did like an apology DLC for Resident Evil 5 where you got to go to the Spencer, a copy of the Spencer Mansion. I think you do in literally every game from now on. And there's loads of lore in that one. And it's like quite a good thing. It's like one of the best levels of 5. And it's only got 2 monsters and one of them's Wesker. And they still went into this game. I will say, Noah Gervais, I didn't realise Revelations 2 was after this game. And he describes it as the nadir, like the soul cause. And for a video essay, that does make sense, because then he gets to say, oh, they'd have to reinvent themselves to... you know, it's good because he's repeating the lines from earlier talking about Resident Evil 4. Setting up 7, 4 and 7 in the same way. And I get that. But I don't think Revelations 2 is the nadir. I think Resident Evil 6 is. I do appreciate that Revelations 2 is a sort of confused game that doesn't really know what it is anymore. And I'm coming from it knowing there's more game. In the same way that DMC. I don't mind DMC knowing there's a Devil May Cry 5 out there. So I can't really say how people might have felt after 6 playing Revelations 2 going, is this what Resident Evil is now? I get that, but like, it's not that bad. What an interesting game this is for all the wrong reasons. Why didn't they consider making the story not awful? Like, just hire a writer or something. Like, they wanted it to be all things to all people. I get that now. That's the one thing from the review I was reminded of. They wanted to be all things to all horror, so they had all these competing moods. Yeah, I reckon you could have done that with a writer. Maybe you couldn't have had Chris being Call of Duty Chris. That was a bit weird. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. Don't do that. But like, I think you could have got away with like referencing... Oh, the other thing he mentions is that Revelations 1 and 2 are sort of a trilogy. You can think of them as a trilogy with Code Veronica, because they're like the Jills. They continue the Jill and Chris storyline from Code Veronica. And I didn't consider that, and could like She Wesker. He quite liked She Wesker as well. She was essentially a witch, in the same way that there's a wizard and a priest. Revelations 2 has a fish priest in, and Resident Evil 0 has a inexplicable leech wizard in, and like as a horror witch, like she's better than those two, and fair enough. Like, if you're in it for the schlock, then I appreciate that She Wesker wasn't that bad, but I just... And also that she Wesker sort of references Code Veronica as a sort of the siblings again. But yeah, I am done. Hello, people who are here, lurkers. I've finished. I'm done with this game. I have no reason to play anymore. Oh no, oh no. Is this Chris Redfield? Oh no, it's going to be Jake, isn't it?
I believe we had a deal.
Are you going to keep your promise?
Oh, he did a Yakuza thing.
Fair's fair, kid.
They were really banking on people liking Jake. He's not as bad as Steve. Fuck off with that comparison. Nobody's as bad as Steve. Like, I appreciate that Jake is obnoxious action movies, Die Hard 4. Like, I get why you'd hate Jake, but it's apples and oranges. Steve is the absolute goddamn worst. There is no character anywhere near as bad as Steve in this game or any other Resident Evil. Not even, no, like, I'm trying to think of examples of the worst character. Maybe like the comic relief of Revelations 1. But like none of those is a inexplicable romantic lead to like an adult woman. What are we doing now then? Oh, I'm not fucking reading all this. Yeah, why is he friends with the president? Just because he rescued his daughter? Is it the same president? Oh, that thing I just said, that there were no documents? I was wrong. There clearly are documents. But I've got to read them all at the end of the game? But I'm done with this game. Okay, I don't... I don't think I care about the Resident Evil 6 lore enough to read all of these. It makes more sense when you're in the moment because you could have it, the Itchy Tasty paints a scene. The family? Who the fuck are the family? Okay, so Simmons family and the family are two different things. Oh, look at all these setups to things that are never going to be drawn from ever again. Okay, also implied. How does he have time to be aide to the president and a scientist? Oh yeah, he had amnesia for like 10 minutes. Yay, I have my very own Jake now. Oh, these were the things I shot, weren't they? It's the Uberstank. Is this how you find out the name of the monsters? Okay, they still don't say who it is. Oh, he was the head. Oh, he literally is the lolly lay lalo. I guess that was the plot of all the Resident Evils, the natural conclusion. It had to be a secret society that was hundreds of years old. Wow, I would have loved to have any of that explained during the game.